have chosen the film Interstellar. The first mark in question is what is the film about? The film is from 2014 and it's 2 hours and 49 minutes long. It starts with a flash forward where you see a scene from the ending of the film, and the film is about a dying world with a lot of dust clouds. And then we have our protagonist, Cooper, who finds the way to a secret NASA base, who has been kept secret from the people of the United States because if they knew it was there, they wouldn't pay the taxes. The protagonist Cooper is a former pilot, and when he found out he has to go on a mission to save humanity, he gave a watch to his daughter Merv, and I'm going to talk more about the watches later. He takes on the mission to save humanity through a mysterious wormhole near Saturn, and there was 12 men and women who was sent to 12 potential planets where humanity maybe could live. The first planet they visited wasn't the one they were looking for. There were giant waves and water overall. The second planet they visited was Dr. Mans, he was selfish and desperate and tries to kill the protagonist Cooper. They got away from him and they will use a gunshot, the black hole, to make a slingshot to the third planet, the third potential planet. But Cooper sacrifices himself and Tars to go into the black holes so they can come up with a solution to the equation. And the solution is in the black hole, so he sacrificed himself. They end up in some sort of three-dimensional world, which is created by the beings who have made the wormhole. And the two last I mentioned, time and gravity. And Cooper, the watch he gave his daughter Merv was meant to be a very important prop in the film. Cooper transmits Morse codes through it from information inside the black hole, so his daughter on Earth could solve the equation and save humanity. And the intelligent beings are themselves, the future themselves. What genre is the film? The genre of the film is Cli-fi, action and adventure. It is a Cli-fi film because it is all about saving humanity from starving by plant disease, who kills each sort at a time. Cooper and everyone else are struggling to survive. The structure of the film. The opening is when Merv talks about life on Earth, and also the flash forward we see in the start. The presentation is when Cooper they disagree with the teachers, and they said that the son has to be a farmer rather than go to the university. The elaboration is when Cooper and Merv find NASA through the dust on the Merv's room, which was directed by gravity, one of the two new dimensions. They say that they know that the Earth will be unlivable, and there will be no swords left to grow. The point of no return is when Cooper take off and say goodbye to his children and dad. The conflict escalation is when Brand, Cooper, and Doyle visit the first planet, and they see it is full of water and jet waves, which is unlivable. The climax is when Dr. Mann tries to kill Cooper and take control over Endurance, but die in the end because he's too desperate. The same point when Cooper enters the black hole Gargantua. The fade out is when Cooper realized it was future humans who set it all up for the humans on Earth to make it to survive. Yeah. Characters and setting. The setting is that it all happens in different places and times. So we can see in the film, the protagonist almost stay the same age, while his daughter live a whole lifetime, and so do his son, and his dad dies when he was away. The central characters are Cooper, Merv, and Brand, who is the three main characters, while Cooper is the protagonist, and we have 5 minor characters, who is Professor Brand, Doyle, Romilly, Dr. Mann, and Tars the robot. Cooper, the protagonist. He's about 45 years old, and he has short brown hair, and he is a former pilot for NASA. At the moment he is a farmer, and he is a widow. He is very careful dad, and also very intelligent, knows a lot about robots and stuff inside NASA. He's a round person because he make a sacrifice in the end to save humanity. He gives up on his daughter and his son his love to save humanity, and it is a third person narrative who is omniscient. Merv has a different age throughout the film. First she is a little girl who is about 12 years old. Next time you see her, she is about 35 years old, and the last time you see her, she is at deathbed. She's around 80 years old. She has red hair. She's a schoolgirl, and at the same time a later NASA employee, and she fled with another NASA employee. She was a smart kid, very emotionally, and she also is a round person, cause she had lived that many years, a whole lifetime. So she changed through the film. She forgives his dad because she knew it was meant to be that he left. Dr. Brand is about 30 years old. She has short dark hair. Her age doesn't change because she is with Cooper in the space. She's also an NASA employee and daughter of Professor Brand. She always takes the mission first, but her feelings make her think different, and love connects through all dimensions, you mean. The minor characters. In the left side, left corner, we see left top corner, we see Dr. Mann, who was on the second planet. He's very selfish and desperate. that he faked data back to fake data to send fake data back to Earth just to see another human again and survive. Romilly is one of the other NASA pilots who was in space. And we have Tars the robot who helps the characters in the space throughout the film. And then there's Doyle who died on the first planet with the water and the big waves because he didn't make it to the aircraft. And then we have Professor Brandt, who is Dr. Brandt, that he throughout the whole film he had lied about the plan A, that it was possible to solve the equation and save humanity. Yeah. What is the main conflict and theme of the film? The main conflict: the plant plague and the extinction of mankind. I think that's the main conflict of the film. The theme has to be parents' love for its children and breaking the physics law, the law of the physics. Choose one significant scene that shows us what the film is all about. I think the scene when Cooper gives her daughter Merv the watch. I think that's a very significant scene to the film. The framing in the scene is mostly close-up and medium shot to give a better look on the person's feelings, but also to a eye-level angle is that we have like this. We are the same level as the characters. The camera movement is steady cam, so it makes it look very nice to see. The sound is both diegetic and non-diegetic because they use real sounds like when persons talk, and there's also a voice sound over with the dramatic music, and the intensity level in the music increase when Cooper said goodbye to Merv. Lightning, color, and filters. In the scene we have the scene where he gives Merv a watch. It is mostly low-key lighting, but outside it is high-key lighting. Theatrical elements. Set and props. The set in the scene is a very deserted area with a house, the home where they live in the middle of many the house lies in the middle of many fields, and the prop in the scene in the whole film is the watches who connects Merv to her dad Cooper, and that is also it has also a symbol. It shows us that they communicate through it's not just the watches, they communicate through the watches. When Cooper was in the black hole, he sent Morse codes to Merv through the watch, and the watches connects the love between the two of Merv and Cooper, and it shows that nothing can beat love. I think that's the message of the film, and that's how you link the finding to the message of the film.